Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is going to be about the mass exodus of the black vote all across this country. Stay tuned because it's going to be crazy. I'm going to play you a bunch of different clips of people saying different things, and sometimes I wonder about what our schools are teaching our children. And we're just going to jump right up in it right here.
So I had to talk about this Chuck Schumer situation. I mean, this guy's out here literally telling us that apparently voter ID is similar to Jim Crow, and so far to say that it's Jim Crow 2.0. I mean, this is the guy telling us this, right? And I never understood this because it doesn't make any sense. Because ultimately, you need an ID for basic things. To simply say that black people aren't expected to have an ID is to say that they are lesser than in and of itself. I mean, that is the racist statement. Is that,
It
oh,
is.
black people can't have an ID. How dare they actually be able to drive and buy a drink or something along those lines? How would they be able to do that? And yet you have this guy sitting here saying that no, they can't be expected to have a basic ID. They can't be expected
Right.
to be normal members of society, grown adults. It's just insane how this gets turned around into him somehow doing black people a favor. This is extremely insulting. So I had to talk about this.
That is it. The problem is the left and the right on different years are doing. They're all racist. They're not all racist, but my point is when the Democrats are losing, they use the black vote, and it's disgraceful. Uh, you should be able to go through life without seeing color. Everybody's human under God's eyes. And so this is Chuck Schumer and what he was saying.
This idea, so why do you not?
It's Jim Crow 2.0. And I called it Jim Crow 2.0, and the right wing went nuts all over the internet. That's because they know
Of course, we're going to go nuts. It's not true.
it's true. What they're trying to do here is the same thing that was done in the South for decades to prevent people of color from voting. For instance, if you change, you're a woman who got married and changed your last name, you won't be able to show ID and you'll be discriminated against. If you can't find a birth certificate or a proper ID, you'll be discriminated against. This is vicious and nasty. And I said to our Republican colleagues, it will not pass the Senate. You will not get a single Democratic vote in the Senate. We're not reviving Jim Crow all over the country. And when the American people hear what exactly it is doing and what its intent is doing, they're going to be against it as well.
71% of Democrats want voter ID. The Democrats don't even know this, I guess, because they're still voting against it. 71% of Democrats want voter ID. It's unbelievable. Chuck Schumer is way out there. And some of this is a little bit of crazy to me because here's what the white vote people say.
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data.
For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed.
I also think there's a repression of black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African Americans.
Now I'm here in East Harlem.
Isn't that crazy? And these are college age children. College age. And these guys have no clue No clue. And they've been brainwashed. That's why the children in our school system, we need to change the school system, change the teachers, change the way we think. It's unbelievable. Here's now, in the same interview, this gentleman here from Fox News basically goes down in Harlem and asks the black voters on what they think and tells them about what the white people have been saying.
To ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
Right. Yeah.
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have
Yeah.
ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so like, we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know.
Do you see how like they're just mind boggled? I'm mind boggled. I'm ashamed of these kids. I'm ashamed of our school systems. What are these people teaching our children?
People have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
What is this, some
very
type
weird.
of trick candy cameras?
I know, right? That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black
Hey,
people
they have
can't
IDs.
figure out how to get to the
Oh my
DMV.
gosh.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that, on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Would you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
That's just.
Did you see his smile? He's amazed on how stupid these people are. And they think you're stupid. They think I'm stupid.
Stupidity, honestly. Everybody has access to the internet. Even a little kid can figure out how to work the internet.
I had access to the internet for years.
You know how to use it properly, right?
Exactly. I do it at work. So, of course, I know how to use it. My
Smart.
kids know how to use it. They all have iPads, iPods, whatever.
Your phone has data?
Mm-hmm.
You can access the internet with-
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Isn't that crazy?
Mhm. I use my phone as a hotspot.
What does that say to you for the people who have this perception of black people?
Wow.
They're pretty much ignorant.
Ignorant.
That's why my thought process on it.
I just think that's ignorant. Ignorant.
Ignorant. That's the word I hear a
Ignorant.
lot.
Yeah, see, we're
Very, very
we're
ignorant.
ignorant.
Does it sound racist for somebody to say that?
I think it is a little racist because, you know, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we just agree that we can just squash racism right now? If we didn't have news medias, we didn't have politicians that would keep pushing it, I think we would do away with racism right now. We need to stop sexualizing our women and our children and all that stuff. Let's get back to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Maybe a little bit of racist in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
Judging somebody, like, what, you judging them because they black, saying that they don't got it?
What people are they talking to? Who are these people talking to?
Do you have a problem that if you go to vote and they say, "Can we please see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are"? Are you
Love
cool?
showing my ID.
You have no problem with that?
Nope.
Would you
They
have
have
a
no
problem
problem.
with when you go to vote, if they say, "Can we please just see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are"? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Would you have a problem if there was a rule where you had to show your ID in order to vote?
I don't think so. No.
See?
Would you have an issue
problems.
if there was a rule saying you got to show your ID before you vote?
Nah.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
No. He's cool with it. You see what I mean? And here we go.
Yes, I guess to the extent that money can be tied to race, yes, it is racist.
Say that it's harder for a black person to get an ID than a white person.
I would have no idea. But I mean, if they say it is, then I believe them.
Right.
People in like Compton, like it's much more difficult. Like it's like, you know, like just harder to like get around if they like have like
Isn't that
lack
crazy?
of transportation in like poorer areas.
Do you think that requiring an ID to vote is racist in and of itself?
No, it'd only be racist if like you could like make it so other people, like certain races, had less access to IDs.
There are people out there saying
Isn't that crazy? It just mind boggles that these college students are saying what they're saying. It's just mind boggling to me. I don't know about you. What do you guys think? I mean, you think voter ID is racist? Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I don't.
Say like black people don't have access to even get IDs. Have you heard anyone say that before?
I can't say that I have, no.
You have an ID?
I do.
Do you think it's racist?
Isn't that just nuts? And the reason they want us to they just basically want us to go against each other, you know, black on white, and it's ridiculous. What we need to do is come together and get rid of this corruption, this evil corruption, because there is voter fraud, and it is happening, and it did happen, and more today is coming out on voter fraud. Now, this next clip is during the 2020 elections, and no, the 2020 elections is not over yet. As you notice, President Trump has been bringing it back up. What I'm going to show you is Mayor Rudy Giuliani in Michigan when he was fighting for our freedom, trying to show proof that the 2020 elections was rigged. Now, since we're on the state of Michigan, I don't have the clip here with me right now, but Governor Whitmer said she's going to do everything she can this time around. Everything she can this time around. The Democrats are freaking out. Now, what I do have a problem is we have a guy named John James, a veteran, running for governor of the great state of Michigan. Well, people that know me, I'm a veteran. I voted for John James in the 2020 election, and I know he won, but he got cheated by a rigged election. What I'm pissed about is John James tucked his head and ran as fast as he could and didn't say a thing about the 2020 rigged elections. He left Donald Trump all by himself with... It's sickening. You think I'm going to vote for John James in the state of Michigan for governor? I know Donald Trump probably won't back him. I'm pretty sure. I think John James is a freaking snake. Just my opinion. As a Michigan voter, as a veteran, I think he effed up. And he's going to find out. I hope there's another patriot Republican in the great state of Michigan that Donald Trump will endorse. If he endorses John James, I'll vote. But that's it. And this is why.
And when you look at this entire curve,
I'm going to play this little clip here. This is from a court hearing in the great state of Michigan. Critical to avoid fraud. Breaking. Elon Musk calls for mail-in voting to be abolished nationwide, except for troops overseas or in serious medical conditions like this. Listen close. Listen close to this.
So that big spike that occurs there is the prime indicator of fraudulent voting.
And that's
sorry.
So that big spike that occurs there is a prime indicator of fraudulent voting.
And that's 604,000 votes in 90 minutes. Is that right?
Correct. This is 337 votes, 337,000 votes in that
period of time.
Yes.
And when you look at this entire curve with all these spikes, can you calculate how much of a vote that accounted for Biden and how much for Trump?
Close to 600,000. I think our figures were about 570 some odd thousand that all those spikes represent over time.
For Biden?
Correct.
And how much for Trump?
I think it was a little over 3,200.
How about that?
So that big spike.
Do you see what I'm saying? It is crazy to me. It's just crazy to me that we could allow this to happen. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. So that's why we have to do something about this. And I know black voters, they're running. They're running to the Republican side. And this is going to be a bloodbath, meaning we're going to have so many people on the Republican side just because of people like this guy here. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more videos, and just go out and vote. We have to change our country. And again, I don't have no teleprompters. I'm just like you and me, or you, and I'm getting back into the YouTube thing. I'm talking a little bit better, not much better, but just trying to get the word out there. And hopefully you guys could like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next episode. And we'll see you next time.